wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Just give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew.
just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew. Just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's as dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like, yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind.
It's like some magic's floating all in the air.
Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way.
It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Just give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew.
just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew. We start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving a hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a
Ric Flair all city, ain't got nothing on it.
When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on.
This cup of coffee, yeah boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Just give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew.
just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down.
Give me coffee.
Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up,
Horses cold brew. Third verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say, a dependency that's in my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me with way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, wubba lub love. Drink all the coffee, chug a lug lug. The day doesn't start till you're on your second cup.
Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning stream here at the Den of Nerds Live. The very best way to start your nerdy day. On today's show, we're talking Star Wars. Beautiful Star Wars news dropping yesterday, coming from Kessel Run Transmissions, dropped multiple scoops about Star Wars. And you know what? Lucasfilm really isn't giving us much. And so it's a blessing that we have scoops like this from Kessel Run Transmissions that we get to talk about. We're going to be breaking that down. I also want to talk about a little article that's been making the rounds on the interwebs, all about how Disney is purging Star Wars and Marvel of wokeness. We're going to get into that. Adam Douglas is also joining the show. And I'm sure he's got a whole bunch of shit he wants to give me and rib me a little bit, because I've been kind of ribbing Adam all week. And I'm very much looking forward to sitting down and talking with Adam. Always a good time to talk with Adam Douglas from across the river over at the Golden Fanjecture Casino. You know, we're doing a lot of construction here at Nerdvengers Tower, and they're doing a lot of construction over there. It's good times. It's good times and good times ahead. But before we get into all of that, let's say what's up. Let's say good morning to all these awesome people coming in here. Mike Porter first in the building. What's up, Mike? Whiskey Steve's in here. Kendall Davis is here. Russell's here. MWM says hello. Dude, how do I pronounce that name? I can never know. Ray Howell is here. Boss Keon, Mr. D's. Josh is in the building. Gavin's here. Rob is here. Renee is here. Marvel Maniac Jumptown. Ryan H. Gray's here. Darth Clean, Bill M, Trev, Rob, I might have already said that. Brian O'Connor, Anthony Strader, Justin, Simone, Brian Bufka, Hector's here, Aaron's here, Vashti's in the building, Danny's here, Call Me Lore is here, Jeffers is here, David Nations, and we got some super chats coming in. I'll address those in just a second. Thank you for the love, all you beautiful people. Freeman's in the building. Finally, some Star Wars news we get to talk about, huh? Geekdom 101, it is an honor, sir. Welcome to the stream. Hey, some real Star Wars news, not BS made up by grifters. Oh, baby, we're going to get into all of that and more today. Dan the Man is in here. Bunch of beautiful people. Okay, pull that music back. Pull that music back, Chet. Pull it back, baby. Pull it back. Show notes! We got to talk about show notes. Okay, first of all, last night, absolutely epic match of the Nerd Card Showdown. If you haven't been watching the Nerd Card Showdown, you're really missing out. Last night was an incredible episode. Incredible match between the Chet Boys for Life and the Ultimate Nullifiers. The Chet Boys for Life, I usually don't like to do spoilers, and I like to tell people, go check out the show from the night before, but I'll tell you this. The Chet Boys for Life pushed a Game 2 in the finals with the Ultimate Nullifiers, and it came down to the last question in the lightning round of Nerd Card questions. It was absolutely epic. Congratulations to the Chet Boys and to the Nullifiers. We will crown a champion next Wednesday night. I think it's going to be pretty epic. Also, show notes! Guys, I just want to let everybody know there will not be a morning stream tomorrow. And I know it sucks. I'm not super pumped. The truth is, as much as I like to pretend that I'm completely invincible, I am a little bit burnt out. Not a lot. Don't panic. But just a little bit burnt out. Just a fucking little bit burnt out. You know what I mean? So, look, I just need a break, okay? I haven't taken a full day off in a long time. And I have a very big stream planned for Saturday afternoon for the Nerd Vengers. If you are a Nerd Venger member, I am very much looking forward to that stream at noon. And I have a bunch of cool stuff that I want to show you guys. But in order to just take a little bit of time and chill out and get things ready for Saturday, I am not going to be doing a stream tomorrow morning, okay? So, that is that. Also, and we're going to get into all of the juice, man. Look, tonight on After Dark, and After Dark, by the way, is now going to come out and it be broadcast for everybody. I believe we will still put the chat into members only, which we didn't do on Saturday. And I've watched, look, I'm just going to be real with you guys. I watched that After Dark from DC Fandom. I watched that, John, 3 times. It is incredible. It is grade A entertainment, and I'm so excited. Guys, tonight, and I'm going to tease this out a little bit more when we get into our first story here, you're definitely going to want to check out After Dark tonight. That's all I can really say about it. We're going to be talking about this SJW wokeness report from Matt McGloin and Doomcock and all of that. We're going to get into all of that, and you're going to want to watch the guys tonight. That's all I can say for now. So, you know what? No time to waste. I'll get to the super chats. Give me just a second, guys. Let's I want to keep it rolling. I want to get right into the news. Chat, roll it. It's the craziest news of the day. Yo, this news is crazy. Oh boy. Did you guys see this pop up? I mean, first of all, what incredible clickbait. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, you've got to give it up for the clickbait. You know, the titty milk Luke Skywalker and rad feminist Brie Larson in the little picture there. You gotta give it up to for that. That's some high level clickbait. In all seriousness, this article made the rounds yesterday. A lot of people were talking about it. It was pretty interesting. I wanted to comment on it. Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit from the article and give some commentary to it. And then I want to just kind of get out of here and give you my thoughts on this, because this is one of those things, guys, that is really contentious. Different people feel differently about this. Let's take it on the face value. If it were true that Lucasfilm and Marvel were purging wokeness from Marvel and Star Wars, some of you would be like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Some of you would be fucking furious. And then there'd be a whole bunch of people in the middle that really don't care that much, all right? So let's just read from this article. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Please try not to get triggered. Here we go. With Star Wars failing at Disney and with the fear surrounding the thing causing the company to lose billions, it is claimed that Disney will be changing its approach to various franchises, including Star Wars and Marvel. Now, look, let's just be real. Disney Star Wars failing. Absurd. Absurd statement to make. The Mandalorian is the most in-demand show on the planet. Period. The Rise of Skywalker may be the last billion-dollar grossing movie we see for the next 3 to 4 years, depending on what happens around the world in theaters. Let that sink in. Now, if you want to say that this franchise is trending in a downward direction, I would 100% agree with you. I would 100% agree with you. But to say that it is failing is laughable. It's laughable. Let's move along. It's no secret that Disney has been promoting a woke agenda in its movies and more. And it's no secret that the woke agenda has been a huge failure. Now, look, here's what I find so crazy about this. Even the quartering called them out for that line. Yeah, no, I occasionally watch Jeremy's videos. Jeremy, very good at clickbaiting and surprisingly fair. Surprisingly fair. You wouldn't think so, but he's surprisingly fair in some instances, okay? Even Jeremy, even Neckbeard was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I think they promote wokeness in other ways, not necessarily in the movies. Let's keep going. Star Wars is a complete disaster at Disney and has been on the decline, proven by Disney investor reports since the release of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, that is actually provably true. Star Wars has been on a decline since The Last Jedi. I know that'll trigger some of you. It's statistically true. Regarding Marvel, on the movie side of things, there have been problems with Brie Larson. No, there haven't. And we can argue that even though Captain Marvel was a success similar to The Last Jedi, it was another woke approach which failed at writing and directing team are not back for the sequel. And perhaps the biggest proof Captain Marvel was a failure is that Kevin Feige has apparently downgraded Brie Larson at Marvel and is now promoting Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, and Olsen are liked by the fans a whole lot more than Larson and Carol Danvers. There could be some truth in there. I think there might have also been a sentence in there as well. As the woke agenda hasn't been a success at Disney and all Hollywood, it's claimed that Disney is going to purge all the SJWs and cater to fans. This info comes from the future ruler of Earth, Doomcock, from the Overlord YouTube channel. Look, I'm just going to say it. I like Doomcock. He's hilarious. He is also the furthest thing from someone you should take serious. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you he probably has zero sources. But it's actually not that simple. We'll get into it in just a second. Then they go on to talk about Doomcock, his sources, proclaiming this, that, second, and the third. I'm not even going to really get into it. They go on to say Disney is getting back to business. Customers always right. I think they quote some recent things that Jon Favreau have said, and that's really interesting. All right, get me the fuck out of here, chat. Get me into the chatting. This is redonkulous. Okay, look. So here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, and I will get into the super chats. I love you guys. Give me just a second here, okay? I'm just kind of feeling myself right now, just kind of doing the damn dealy. Look. Here's the thing that's funny about this. This is clear, like, anti-woke, propaganda in a lot of ways. But what's weird and what you might not realize is there actually is some truth kind of hidden within this article. And here's what I mean. And this is what I want to talk about. So sometimes when I hear stuff that Doomcock says, or I gotta be honest, I really don't watch his stuff. I just think he's funny. Like, it's a funny shtick, and honestly, like, I respect that kind of creativity, and I respect the hustle, and he's trying to get his bag. Cool. Here's the thing. Sometimes, like, Doomcock will occasionally say some shit, and I'm like, wow, that's actually true. Like, I actually heard that. Like, I have heard that from a verified source. But it's filled with, like, other gobbly-gob kind of low-hanging fruits, anti-SJW grifting. It's a big grift. Like, it literally is a big grift. But there have been some things that he has said that are actually true. Like, let me give you an example. And I've talked about this before, but let me give you an example. When Doomcock came out, he came out with a scoop that they were going to retcon the sequel trilogy, right? Absurd. However, one of the things he said in there is so interesting because he said, he mentions the world between worlds, and he mentions the Veil of the Force. And I know, well, I shouldn't say I know, because I know, and my sources told me. Look, I was told by people that I consider to be good sources. I was told by people that was on the table, that JJ actually had a plan to use the world between worlds as an explanation for Palpatine still being alive. In fact, there was actually some really cool shit that JJ had planned, and then he pussed out. He basically pussed out. Okay? So, like, sometimes I wonder, like, who is he hearing this from? Like, what? Because there's some nuggets there that, like, not your everyday person wouldn't know. Here's what I think's happening. I'll just be real with you. This is what I think's happening. I think there's a shit ton of people just emailing Doomcock, and I bet 1 out of 10 of those emails is somebody that actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. Most of the time, it's probably just complete nonsense. And I don't think he cares too much about reporting the nonsense. Again, I always mention this. Homies just got to deal with this. Look up what happened to him with the 4chan people, dude. The 4chan people trolled Doomcock super hard, and they pretty much proved that he lies about having sources. He lies about reporting stuff. So it is what it is. He's got to live with that. That should happen. It's verifiable. But he does know some things. So let's talk about this wokeness thing. I think there are a couple of things that are true here. Number one, it is true that Disney has been on a decline with Star Wars. That is 100% true. I know some of you are getting triggered just by me saying that. Miss me with that. It's true. Another thing that is true is that they are attempting to learn from said mistakes. Okay? Just look at the merchandise. Look at the merchandise. Yesterday, we got a sick-ass Ahsoka Tano hot toy. A couple of days before, we get Sheev Palpatine and Revan lightsabers, Force FX. If you look at the merchandising, just the merchandising, it is obvious that they have turned their sight. They've noticed, hey, we're making shit that isn't necessarily popping off with our fans. Maybe we should make shit that the fans want. This is why you're getting a live-action Ahsoka. This is why you're going to get a live-action Boba Fett. This is why you're going to get Ezra Bridger in live action. This is why you're going to get, etc., etc. Go on down the list. By the way, I've been talking about this since fucking January. I had a lot of different conversations with people around that time, and it was conveyed to me that, like, look, Lucasfilm knows they fucked up. They're learning from their mistakes. They're trying to put a better foot forward. They want to do what's right for fans. Okay? So that's true. And look, behind closed doors, you might, behind closed doors, you might get someone like a Jon Favreau to admit, if you were super tight with him, you might get him to admit that he doesn't like wokeness, that he doesn't like putting leftist ideologies into pop culture, and that he much preferred to just focus on the story and the character. You might get him to admit that. I personally think that is how he feels. But this idea, right? This fucking idea that there was this woke agenda, that there are powers that be that were like, you know what? I want to put above profit activism. You know what I want to put above the bottom line for this company? Ideology. You know what I want to push out instead of shit that people want? The lessons these man babies need to learn. That's where you lose me. That's where you lose me, dude. Like, do you really think that they're sitting around there saying, like, what can we put above profit? Fucking no, dude. Fucking no. Kathleen Kennedy cares just as much about the profit for Star Wars as anybody else. Probably more. For real. And so, like, this whole, like, thing, man, it's so weird. Like, what is Doomcock saying? Like, first of all, I think, let's just be real. There's no goddamn way that they're purging wokeness or SJW stuff for Marvel. That shit ain't happening. Everything that we hear coming out from Marvel is like, nah, they're doing the damn thing, okay? They're taking you to the dance. So, when I see an article pop up like this, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. And here's what I'll say, too. Not everybody agrees with me. In fact, this is the tease. Here's the tea. You want to know? You got to come back to After Dark tonight because Al Schuler and I were on the phone for over 3 hours yesterday. Executive producer Al. Guys, Al does not see it the same way as I do. And this is one of the things we're trying to get away from in the channel. Too much of our content is like my opinion, my take, my perspective. We need to invite in other people's perspective. And so Al Schuler tonight is going to hammer this point. Him and Lavis are actually going to get into this, and they might be a little bit more flagrant than me. You know what I mean? And I, for one, am very much looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm going to have my popcorn ready, and we're going to get into all of that and more. So I hope that made sense. You know what I mean? I hope you guys understand, because the truth is, like, an article like that is really designed to just be inflammatory. It's designed to get two types of clicks. Hate clicks and fuck yeah clicks. You know what I mean? So what's the real story? The real story is, if you don't like where Star Wars is at, they are making changes that I think you will like. If you're one of those people that likes representation, leftist ideologies in your pop culture, progressivism, and those kind of things, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think you're still going to get plenty of that. Can we just get along? You know? Chet, can we get along? You know, there's enough shit out there in the world. It's crazy out there, bro. I know. Dude, nobody cares what you think, bro. Calm down, brother. I said more opinions, not Chet's opinions. All right? All right, shut the fuck up. All right, here we go. Look, now let me get into some of these super chats, and then we'll stop being so woke. I know, right? All right, let me get into some of these super chats, and then we'll talk about the actual Star Wars news, and then we'll bring Adam Douglas on. So let's see here. Enrique says, please show me the child. You guys are the best, says Brian O'Connor. Thanks for the love. Appreciate it. Enrique says, does that mean cancel culture can go after Jake Skywalker since it wasn't Luke? We want Luke. Hey, look, man, I didn't like that about Luke either. I wasn't as bothered by it as other people, though. Livestream Doomcock and Mike Zero win. Oh, man, that would be great. That'd probably break the internet, though. That'd probably break the internet for sure. Josh, it's too early for being this woke. I know, right? Amen. Amen. All right, so let's talk about some of the actual news. Okay, now this came from Kessel Run Transmissions, friends of the channel. And they had a lot to drop yesterday. In all seriousness, man, here's the thing. Like, we were supposed to have a big month for Star Wars in August. We were. We were supposed to have a big month. I heard it. Kessel Run Transmissions heard it. Jeremy Conrad heard it. Justin Kroll. Daniel RPK. On and on. On and on. A lot of these people that we run in the same circles. Yeah. It's supposed to be a big month. Do you know what the biggest news was? Officially? Kathleen Kennedy came out and just wanted to remind everybody she still doesn't know how to do her job. That's literally the biggest news. Kathleen Kennedy wanted to remind you, I still don't know what I'm doing. Hope 2020 is going well for y'all. And if you think that's too harsh, yeah, you might be right. Look, Kessel Run Transmissions talked about a couple of different really cool things, man. Really cool things. Ahsoka will be in advertisement-only scene. What does that mean? It means it's not in the show. They shot it specifically for advertising. I don't know why. She'll be in that kind of scene in which she's fighting two bounty hunters / assassins in some sort of a cantina. Ooh. Possible a familiar location. She's wearing a gray cloak. The scene was shot a few weeks ago and may be the cause of the trailer's delay. You know what? I got to be real with you. This might trigger some people. You want to know what I think? I think the NBA ratings are so abysmally bad that even Star Wars was like, can we wait till the NFL season? I really don't want to play the trailer in front of these busted ass, like, just to say what it is super woke, and not really popping off NBA shit. Let's just hold off. I think that's what actually happened. Please, again, put all of your angry emails and butthurt social media replies to Bashti on social media. Miss me with that shit. Now, they go on to say, very heavy emphasis on Clone Wars flashbacks in Kenobi. That's fucking good to hear. That's really good to hear. I'm actually sworn to secrecy about some of the stuff when it comes to Kenobi. But let me just say, once upon a time, that Kenobi show was going to piss a lot of people off. And let me just also say, and this one might get we might get a sniper for this. We have Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau to thank for the much better Kenobi series that we're going to be getting now. But that's dope, dude. Clone Wars flashbacks in Kenobi. Now it gets even deeper. They're talking about seeing Hayden Christensen in the Clone Wars armor. In the Clone Wars armor. You know, from the Clone Wars show. In live action. Dude, if that doesn't get your dick hard, dude, check your pulse. Hayden is in. He will wear the Clone Wars armor, they say. Whew. New revised scripts revolve around the Imperial hunt for Kenobi. Vader is interested in the hunt. Sounds spicy. Cody will be in the show. Unsure on whether or not he's in as a stormtrooper or as a clone trooper in flashbacks. My money is on the flashbacks, but whoa, wouldn't that be dope if we saw some of the 501st as stormtroopers? Good God. Good God. That's some exciting shit. And so, as I get to Adam Douglas on the line, I'd like to know, what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think? The 212? Good soldiers follow orders, indeed. Good googly moogly, says Black Man Lavis. Dick very hard. Oh my God, this is why I need to take a break. This is why I need a day off. We're gonna get canceled if I keep going. Bashti being dragged back to chat. Uh-oh. Coachella Costa says, super woke. I applaud the NBA players for what they did. I'm not saying I don't. Ahsoka, Bennett's just a 2021 stinger for her live-action series, not a The Mandalorian involved plot. That's pretty interesting. Could be. But you know what this really points to? Again, another change in Lucasfilm. Another change. Because here's what I've heard. They want to put Ahsoka right out in front. No more of this, we can't show anything from the movie. No more of this, let's hide everything from the fans, make them all speculate and give them nothing. No, they want to get you pumped. They want to get you fucking pumped, dude. And they're going to put Ahsoka taking out some bounty hunters in a cantina. I mean, come on. That's a brilliant idea. I can just imagine a late night call from Kathy, to John. Hi, John. How I was just wondering. Sorry, it's late. I was just wondering how can we get people really excited about Ahsoka being in the Mandalorian? I can't think of anything. And then Jon Favreau's like, have you thought about having her whoop some ass? You ever think about like throwing a gray cloak over her and having her whoop some ass? And then Kathy was like, oh, I think that's a pretty good idea. I'll sleep on it. And then she went back to bed. That's probably exactly how it went down. I mean, that's good shit, dude. That is good shit. Trev comes in with the super chat. Tamara Morrison getting that work in the 2020s. Yeah, man. He is. He is getting that work. 100% agree with you there. 100% agree with you. Enrique says, big pee-pee after seeing the Mando trailer. Guaranteed. You're not wrong. Big pee-pee. 100% big pee-pee. As good as that Taylor Lane. What Taylor Lane? This Taylor Lane? Delicious organic Taylor Lane, official coffee of the morning streams here at the Den of Nerds. Let's give Adam a call. See what he's got to say about things. Adam.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm tired. How are you?
I'm a little tired. A little tired as well. Let's let's not fucking get all mopey though. Let's what's your baseline thoughts? I wondered if you had any thoughts about the Doomcock scoop, but I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to go there. I mean, am I debating you? I don't know. Fucking
Honestly, this is you saying it this morning was the first time I even heard of it. I don't follow Cosmic Book News. I don't watch Doomcock stuff. You're right though. There for him, there's like 10% truth in there, but it's sort of how would I put this? Like it's stuff that like you could find out. You know what I mean? So it's not. It's okay. That came across wrong. It's stuff that like if you know people, like you're gonna hear that kind of stuff, and then it's like flooded with all sorts of nonsense as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't look, it's to me, it's utterly laughable if you think that anyone is telling Kevin Feige what to do. I'm sorry. It's laughable. And not in like well, he doesn't have a boss kind of way, but it's like Kevin Feige has full reins to do whatever the hell he wants. Yep. All right. The dude has made more money for this for that company than it is even imaginable. Yeah, so the leash is super long for Kevin Feige. Nobody's telling him what to do.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. And I've said this before. They want that to happen. They and by they I mean the grifters. Like they want. Hey, man, look. Honestly, some of those people are my friends. It's all good. Get your bag. Do your thing. But if you think I'm gonna be over here and being like, oh, they're obviously respectable fucking news, but no, they're grifting. Yeah. They're grabbing the low hanging fruit. It's fucking lame. But they're good people mostly. But I'll say this, man. They want that. They want Feige to go super woke because then their grift is like improved. They can just fucking grift on it. They can go crazy on it. And so they want to do that. Also, when it comes to wokeness, Feige does wokeness well. Feige does wokeness very well because, as I always say, one of the things that he does so brilliantly is he gives everybody their toys. And you can't really complain. Like, if you're getting all your toys as like the dude, whatever, atypical man bro, then how could you complain that there's going to be a Miss Marvel, that there's going to be a Captain Marvel, that there might be an A-Force movie? The only reason you could complain about that is if you weren't getting your stuff too, right? Sure. So a lot of their stuff hits 4 quadrants, and he does that kind of stuff really, really brilliantly. So, but Adam, you know what else? I had this really long conversation with Al yesterday, and the truth is, like, dude, some people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear my take on that. They don't want to hear your take on that. They want to hear somebody come out and be like, these damn SJWs or whatever, you know? And that's okay. Like, it's okay if you want that, if you feel that way. And you're going to get it tonight on After Dark.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see Al's take on this.
Yeah. And Lavis, too. Lavis will have a good take for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy. So what do you think about Ahsoka? Talk to me a little bit about Ahsoka. What do you think about them shooting a scene outside of the actual show just to get nerdy dicks hard? What do you think about that?
I'm of two minds of it. The first is, yeah, like you said, no brainer, right? Like, just shoot something to show people. That's totally fine. The MCU has done it a ton of times where they film or they craft a scene that's not in the movie for marketing. They do it specifically for that. We saw it for Infinity War a lot. That whole trailer was like a ton of stuff that we never saw in the movie. So on the one hand, it's like, cool, that's fine. That's totally going to work. And it's a very smart move. Show Ahsoka kicking ass. That's what we want to see.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then the other side of my brain is like, man, is that a misstep going forward in marketing in general? Like, I know MCU did it before, but are people still on board with having that happen to them, seeing things that's not going to be in the show? So I'm of two minds with it. Personally, I guess I'm leaning more towards it's totally fine. Just like, show me something cool. It doesn't have to be from the show, but the flavor of what the show will be. And if you give me that, then I think I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I don't know how many people really complained about that with Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, I made a kind of stink about it, but I didn't make a stink about it because I thought it was dumb. I actually thought it was awesome, but I was just trying to point out to people that trailer is not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some people had an issue with like the whole Hulk thing, seeing him fight at Wakanda and then never actually getting to see that. I mean, let alone the whole, what happened to Hulk in those two movies is a whole nother thing altogether. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's not I'm not saying that people should be upset. I'm curious if people will be.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I will say this. I think it's a move in the right direction, and I think especially like putting it right out on Front Street is a good idea, getting people excited. And I think that it's cool that they shot it outside of the show because they can just completely, they don't have to worry about, canonically connecting it. They don't have to worry about all these different things. They can just come out, show her being a badass, get us all excited, and that's it. That's all you need. You know what I mean? So I think functionally, it's a brilliant idea and also could avoid spoilers. You know what I mean? Like, one of the things with Rise, it was so funny, man, because they were trying to prevent spoilers, but by trying to prevent them so much, they actually solidified them. Like,
right.
Because they're like, they literally were like, it was like any little thing you saw in a trailer, you're like, well, this clearly matches up with that, which matches up with this. Bada boom, Ben gets yeeted off the cliff. You know what I mean? And like all that. So I do think it behooves them. There's a fancy little word for it. It behooves them to do some shit like this, alter it a little bit, make me question whether or not it's real. That's what I'd like to see,
Yeah, the only thing I would equate it to is like when we're watching game trailers or game reveals and we get cutscenes and not actual game footage.
Sure.
And we're all like, give me the game footage, So that's where my mind goes a little bit. So we'll see. But
yeah,
look, either way, I want to see some kick-ass stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they got like it's not like they're going to put a different actor and have like some super jacked, like, can you imagine like The Rock in a wig? You know what I mean? Like total full
that would
parody.
Be amazing.
Yeah, like full parody. Well, I guess he wouldn't have the wig. He would have the tendrils from the Trugada. But still, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of going over the top with it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of The Rock. I don't know if you remember this, but I am a fan. But yeah, that kind of stuff would be cool. So, what do you think about the fact that we don't have a fucking trailer yet? Where are you at with that?
I'm not nearly as concerned as everyone else seems to be. We'll get it when we get it. Honestly, I told you that it wasn't going to happen at the weekend of Fandom. I just want to put that out there. And I at this point, I think if I had to take a guess, I would say this is probably going to be maybe like a GMA play. Like they'll pick a morning that they feel comfortable with. They'll do it on GMA. They'll get an actor to do a Zoom call in, and that'll be that. I'm with you. I don't know that they're really going to put it up with the NBA, especially everything going on right now. I think NBA is off the table. So this might be a one morning that they decide is on GMA.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I don't know, man. I'm like really confused by just Disney in general, and they're super like they haven't really made news at all and really come out with any definitive answers about anything. By the way, did you see the numbers? The numbers started to come out for DC fandom. Have you seen the overall?
22 million people.
Yeah, crushed it. 22 million people watched that shit live. Absolutely demolished YouTube and Twitter and Reddit with trending. They absolutely demolished them. And so it is possible that they did have something lined up. Disney had something lined up, and they literally pushed out. They backed off. They were like, I don't know about that. That seems pretty tough. So yeah, I don't know, man. At this point, I'm legitimately frustrated. I don't understand where the trailer is for The Mandalorian. It's possible maybe them shooting that scene with Ahsoka is perhaps, to do with the trailer being delayed. Right?
I know that's what Noah and Corey said, or at least they hinted at that. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't make full sense to me, but I guess it's possible. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that delayed it. But I don't know about that.
Yeah, it could be like a combination of things, and maybe they're just trying to sort of clear things away. They want to distance themselves from fandom a little bit, and then get people really, really excited for it. So, I mean,
and let's not forget that the show doesn't come out until October. They said, right? Yeah. We don't have a specific date.
Correct. Yeah.
But October. So, and usually for shows, the window for trailers are usually smaller. So, I know it's usually like 3 months. We usually have trailers for movies, but sometimes with TV shows, it's a lot shorter. And like, even look at Netflix. Like Netflix does it like the day before it comes out because they have no marketing plan whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I would say if we get to the mid-September and it's not out, then there's some like big concern. But I would say it's definitely probably got to be in the next 2 weeks. We're gonna get this thing.
So, what do you think about the comic, or the like live convention or the digital convention for Star Wars? This is a really interesting story. So, and again, yesterday the Star Wars show had a bunch of different references to Celebration and did sort of a celebration of Celebration on the actual Star Wars show. Alongside the Funko Pop stuff. What do you think's going on?
I don't know, man. I mean, it would be really cool if out of nowhere they decided to do some sort of virtual celebration thing. But I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. They've always Celebration has actually always been pretty good about, the virtual aspect of their conventions. They've been live for a long time now. So I think they already have a leg up on all this stuff. So, and maybe after seeing the numbers come in for fandom, maybe it pushes the ball a little further down the road to actually do something. I would love it. I think it'd be great. I'm not sure like how much news it would be for this, but it would definitely be a lot of not to use the same word over and over again, but a celebration of Star Wars more than news. I would guess.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people were suggesting and had the feeling that it was going to come out in August because August was when Celebration was originally planned. We'd all be in California right now.
Right.
Thank God we're not, actually. Do you see those fires? Fucking crazy. So, yeah, that didn't happen. So a lot of people think it would happen in August. But, dude, I reached out to some people, man. Nothing. Zip. Zada. Zero talk. Nobody's heard shit about an actual online convention that I've talked to for that. So I was like, well, what's up with the Funko Pop thing then? And then what's up with the fucking Star Wars the Star Wars show? And they're doing all this stuff. Like, what's going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, with the Funko Pop, I think the thing that came out, they said that it was supposed to be a Funko Pop virtual con or something. I don't know. It was very confusing with their reasoning why it came up and then got deleted. So, but yeah, if they were going to do something like this, somebody would know, because you can't turn around something like this in a week. You know, this is like a 3 to 5 month plan ahead kind of thing, and I think we would know about it if something was happening.
yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's just another like weird thing, because you hear all these people saying August, look out for August, look out for August. And I got told by a lot of people, like, look out for August, bro. There ain't nothing in August. It's almost over. It's almost over. Nothing official. Kathy Kennedy did a whack ass report in the Wrap during DC Fandom. That's it.
Nah, I think you're overreacting on this. I gotta say.
Overreacting on what?
On your response to that article.
Okay, please explain. Please.
Did you watch Theory's video?
About the article? You mean his stream or the video? He probably cut the stream out for the video, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
I was watching the stream on Monday. Yeah,
and he was even like, he even feels the way I feel, is that look, at some point, there's you got to accept the fact that, like, and you said this earlier in the show, that that they recognize that there was an issue and they're changing what they're doing. So like, how do you expect, like, there's no winning for her, because, and I'm not here to like defend her whole body of work here. I'm just saying in this specific case, like, they recognize that there's stuff that they should be doing, and now they're talking about doing it. So I feel like them saying that is an acknowledgement.
Yeah, that's very charitable of you. So let me explain why I'm triggered now by you. Because yeah, they are making changes, and that's 100% acceptable. But the problem is, she's the president of the company. She's a mouthpiece for the brand, and she comes out in a planned and controlled environment. You have to, and you know this. This was controlled, dude. This is the Hollywood trades. If there's something they want to ask that Kathy doesn't want to answer, it doesn't get asked. You know what I'm saying? She, in that situation, puts her foot in her mouth again.
How, though?
How? By literally saying 8 months and we're still trying to figure it out, we're going to take a step back and absorb George Lucas' Star Wars? What does that mean? That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard. 8 months into 2020, we're going to take a step back and absorb what George Lucas' Star Wars is? What does that mean?
I mean, it means that they're going to take a step back and learn from the mistakes that they've made over the last few years. Like, they're not in a rush to put out stuff. Okay, they want the stuff. They have Mando right now. They have Kenobi right now. That's what they're concentrating on. The stuff that's going to come out later, they want to make sure is right. They're doing it right by everybody. Even you said before that, like, putting it in the hands of Feige and Filoni. Not Feige, Favreau and Filoni, like, their idea is to, like, get stuff out for the fans that they're going to like. So they're absorbing all that stuff. I just, like, yeah,
but see, you're saying all the things that, like, we know. You're not talking about the words she used. She literally said, "We now," she's her words. Now there's the realization that there's actually 25,000 years of lore and stories. Now is the realization.
I think you're absorbing I think you're taking the literal word of now
that I'm
as
being
if,
pedantic,
like, it was yesterday.
about an article.
Like, she's globally saying now, now is, you know. I think you're honing in on a word and going too specific on it.
So I'm being pedantic about a controlled interview where a president of a company that knows that she's not loved by a fan base comes out and puts her foot in her mouth again in a controlled environment. In a controlled environment, I'm being pedantic.
Yeah, I think you're honing in on a word and being too literal on it.
Words are literal, brother. That's how language works.
I know, but I when she said now, to me, I didn't read it as
the now didn't
like
actually
this
mean
week.
now. You're right, Adam. Now didn't actually mean now. My bad. I got it wrong.
I'm just saying, I when she said now, she didn't mean like today. She meant in general, like nowadays. If she had said nowadays, would that have been a little better for you?
No, I mean, like, I think she should have, like, not admitted or not, like, said anything about how now we realize, especially after making comments, again, in another controlled interview late last year where she said there's no source material. This is the same woman.
And she was wrong. And this is her admitting that she was wrong.
8 months later in 2020, but
it's not, but again, you're saying now. It's not, it's like, but who cares? Here's the thing, like, does it matter when the realization happened, or does it matter that a realization happened? Like, which is more important to you?
So I agree with you in principle. What I don't agree with is, as the mouthpiece for a brand in a controlled environment, you can't come out and say these sort of things. That's it. Period. This is her putting her foot in her mouth.
I don't know.
Again.
I'm just saying, like, at some point you have to admit to your mistakes, which is what I think they're trying to do. And it's like the apology isn't good enough either.
Dude,
so,
there's no
I don't
apology
know.
there. There's no apology there, brother. That is not an apology.
It's admitting that she was wrong. Is it not?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's contextual. I think that we know that's what's going on, and so you're sort of perceiving it through that lens. But if you take her words at face value, it's literally some of the most terrifying shit I've ever heard. Like,
okay,
taking a step back to absorb. Well, then what were the past 5 years? Do you know what I mean? Like, what were the past 5 years?
But that's the whole point. They didn't do that, and now they're saying they're going to do that.
No, but so look, there's a difference between saying we have not focused on making the kind of content that most of our fans would enjoy. There's a difference between saying that and coming out and saying, now there's this realization. We're still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, those kind of things. Like, imagine if Kevin Feige came out and said, you know, we just realized that there's actually 75 years of Marvel Comics. Now there's the realization. And we're going to take a step back and we're going to absorb Stan Lee Marvel. Can you imagine? Like, seriously, can you imagine?
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. And I agree with you 100% that they should have been doing this from the start. 100%. I'm on board. I'm on that train. But what my point is that they're doing it now. So that's that's a realization that we effed up for the last X number of years. So now we're trying to go in the right direction for everybody.
I would have loved that. That would have been really refreshing. But no, that's not what she said.
Okay, well, that's what I believe was meant by it.
Yeah.
And so you're right. So
Well, look, I mean,
even though
with you, like, I love that we're disagreeing. It's actually pretty awesome. I think it's good content, and there are some people that agree with you too. You know what I mean? So you're not fully out on a limb. I just would say that's charitable to the point that we're gonna have to question how many shill checks from Disney are going to be paying for that fucking casino over there. Because, bro, I feel like I'm one of the most charitable motherfuckers when it comes to Star Wars. And I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, I can't believe what I'm hearing. I love it, and I love you, but holy shit. Holy shit. I think you're being too literal in the written, controlled environment interview that the president of the company that should be fully aware of where her company stands and where her general relationship with the fans is at. I'm being too literal. That's pretty rich. That is pretty rich.
I think you're not absorbing the intent of the words, and it's honing in too much on specific words that could have multiple meanings. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Moving on. Let the hate flow through you, says Anthony. Yeah. We're keeping it together. Subtext, Josh. Jacob's Quest, you just... Happy to have you here. Okay, look, let's talk about the Obi Wan show. Okay, so really interesting stuff came out about that. With Hayden being in the Clone Wars, like, actual armor, like, that shit gets me really hyped. And just in general, like, having a lot of flashbacks to the Clone Wars, like, kind of seeing the Clone Wars through the lensing of live action. What do you make of that?
I think that's super exciting. I was very excited to hear Corey and Noah talk about that. So the hunt for Obi-Wan, which I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad that that's what they said it was going to be. I think we all kind of felt like that's what it was going to be. So hearing confirmation that that's the direction that they're going, I think is good. I love the idea of getting Hayden Christensen back, redeeming himself as a Star Wars actor, seeing more deep, rich relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's going to play great when eventually, and I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine Vader and Obi-Wan have to meet up again, and that's just going to be so much more powerful. Going back and forth between their history, I think it's going to make for some real fun drama for the show.
Yeah, well, they can't meet up again due to canon, but it's possible that they could have some kind of maybe mystical meetup that's not an actual meetup. They just can't be in each other's presence for real, because of several lines in A New Hope.
I disagree with that.
Okay, please explain. Elaborate.
Why? No, well, tell me which lines you think.
Well, I mean, number one, Vader says there's a presence I haven't felt in a long time. The last time I felt this was my old master. Yeah, so that's...
Well, I mean, what's a long time? Is 10 years a long time? So...
Yeah, but if Vader
I think enough time will have passed that, in whatever. I mean, hell, 2020 feels like a long time, and it's been 8 months.
Sure.
So
he could meet him if it was off of Tatooine. He could meet him if it was off of Tatooine. I could potentially see a scenario in which that could happen. But I think most Star Wars fans would freak out about this. I mean, like, it's obvious with everything that you're saying that you're really not a Star Wars fan. So that's okay.
I hate to keep going back to the thing, but Corey and Noah basically said like they thought this was going to happen and they were all for it. So are they not real Star Wars fans?
No, of course they are. Of course they are. I'd have to read. I'd have to see what they said, but of course those guys are. Let's not get it twisted here.
I just want to clarify because they had said that this is probably going to happen. So I like to take words as words because words mean something. So if they said it, then it's probably true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't necessarily hate it. I'm not one of those fans that would forever hate it, but I don't think they should meet for real. I think though that it would be interesting if they had some kind of a conversation. I really think, and I've always sort of thought it would be cool if it was like through the Force. You know what I mean? Like much like we've seen. We've seen different examples of this in the sequel trilogy and things like that. But that would be interesting because I think one of the big things is we want to feel Obi-Wan's suffering, Like, he absolutely loved Anakin. Like, he really did. And it's super tough for him to have, essentially, I think, in his mind, fucking killed him. So it would be really interesting if he like is made aware of that is Vader. Like, that would be really cool, and how that happens and how he grieves with that. And then just to take it back to like the flashbacks and stuff like that is perfect, dude. Going back to the Clone Wars is perfect for a couple of different reasons. Number one, Clone Wars is huge, dude. And that Clone Wars final season did great numbers on Disney Plus, and with them continuing that with like the Bad Batch, it's obvious that's a big priority for them, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool to see that connected. I love the potential of seeing some of those troopers as stormtroopers. I think that's really, really cool. And then, of course, Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker again. I mean, whew! That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the hype.
Yeah, and what's even going to be better? I hope we see like even for a short scene, like a Clone Wars battle, and with the volume. Like, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible on a TV budget. So it could be really cool. And seeing some of the old ships, in live action again, like it's very exciting. I hope we get something cool.
Yeah.
And
I like the potential of even seeing a live action Ahsoka, like a younger little Ahsoka.
Well, I was going to say, what if we saw Yoda?
Dude, I'd be all in. I'd be all in on all of that. I mean, that all sounds great to me, dude. And tying it to the prequels, I think, is such a good idea. Like, I think that's really, really smart. So, yeah. I mean,
well, can I ask a quick question on your thought about this? I mean, they probably have to de-age a little, right? Are you
for who? Hayden, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I mean, for both of them, probably. I don't know. Does that worry you at all?
Ewan McGregor looks like he hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, I mean, they light touch-ups for him, but does that worry you at all that it may come across not so great, or you think that we're okay in today's tech where de-aging is good enough?
I mean, honestly, I wasn't even bothered by Tarkin in Rogue One. I know some people get really freaked out by it. I thought it was great. So no, like the thing about like Star Wars is like if you're pointing out like little things like that in Star Wars movies as you're watching it, then like one of two things are going on. Either like you're not in the right state like to be enjoying a Star Wars movie, or like that Star Wars movie really fucking sucks because it's supposed to just transport you, you know what I mean, to this different place. I don't really think that kind of stuff will be a big deal at all. Personally.
Yeah, I don't either. I just wanted to get your thought on that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not really worried about it. I am interested in when we'll actually see the show because this all to me sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
And when like it was like late last year or some shit where Ewan McGregor was like on some kind of red carpet and he was like, it might have even been for Birds of Prey, and he was like, yeah, no, the scripts are great and they're just doing a little bit of tweaks. Like that is 100% not true, dude. Like these are rewrites. This is like full on rewrites, and yeah, no, I'm into it.
I guess it depends on when they can start filming anything, really. Doing rewrites of stuff, they could knock out scripts in a month, honestly, if they just put their head to the ground. And so maybe late 2021, maybe.
Yeah,
Fingers
that sounds
crossed.
about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like late 2021, especially like with the volume and everything. Like, dude, Lucasfilm got so lucky in a bunch of different ways, but yeah, they absolutely could nail that and get that out for next year. Dude, let's get into Q&A.
That's going to cut out a lot of time.
Yeah, 100%. I want to get into Q&A because I'm sure people will ask questions that we'll disagree with, and I feel like arguing with you some more. So let's get the Q&A symbol up there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Q&A time. Oh my God, you move that, Chet. Don't move that. You can't be right on Adam. Much better. Thank you. So yeah, guys, go ahead, get those questions in. If you want to see Adam and I go at each other's throats a little bit more, you know what questions to ask. And if you want to just honestly just know what we think about things, ask that as well. Vader went back to Tatooine in the comics. For real? I'd have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with that.
I'm actually like you said, I'm with you on seeing them off Tatooine. I would love for the idea, because having him and look, I know they did it in the comics, but it doesn't worry me about any past lines and with Vader and Obi-Wan. Like you just got to be very careful with him and Luke,
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Not mixing that back. So it'd be cool if Obi-Wan's getting chased and he's off world, and then all of a sudden, like, some sort of confrontation comes up. So I don't know.
And I mean,
but
to be fair,
I'm
retconning happens a lot, and then technically, even in the first trilogy, there's retconning. So like Vader being Luke's father is a retcon. That was not the way it was originally going to be. The same thing with Leia as the sister, etc., etc. So retcons can be good and be acceptable. And in this situation, I personally feel like it would be a retcon. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe some other people wouldn't. I personally feel like it would be, but it doesn't necessarily break the canon as long as they're careful about Luke. I also want to see Leia. I want to see a younger Leia. So I would love for Obi-Wan, because there's this whole question of like, did he ever leave Tatooine? I think this is really what it comes down to, is for many fans, it doesn't make sense that he would ever leave watching over Luke. And therefore, he can't really connect with Vader because Luke would be there. He'd know he was on Tatooine. It would fuck everything up. So I think that's more or less like where that line of logic goes. But I think it's okay for Obi-Wan to leave, maybe just like one time, and then he's like, oh fuck, like I can never do that again or whatever. But yeah, let's get into some of these questions.
Yeah, like he has to go to Alderaan for some reason.
Yeah. Question, Josh, why are you so salty this morning? Give Adam a break. All right, I'll give him a break. Let's see here. Jacob's Quest says, Josh, why is Adam so woke? I probably what part of New Jersey did you grow up in, Adam?
South Jersey.
That's why. Adam, I think you should think about Adam, I think you should think about your channel for the next 8 months. Yeah, definitely. And then come out and be like, I still don't know what we're doing. And now it's time to take a step back and absorb George
To be
Lucas'
fair,
Star
I've been
Wars.
doing my channel for about 8 months and I still don't know what I'm doing. So
I don't know what I'm doing either. KK's out in 2022. Do you think they'll be do you think they're waiting for her to leave? So Stu, like, here's the thing. Like, as much as I dog on the recent comments by Kathy, because I absolutely think they're boneheaded, I'm actually not a big Kathy hater. I actually think Kathy has done a much better job than many people give her credit for. My problem is, it's like, you got to call a spade, dude. That's abysmally bad PR. And so in my opinion, I think it's like absolutely horrible. But like, to answer your question, do I think people are waiting for her to leave? I don't really think so, dude. Like, I think she's done a lot to set up the future, bringing Favreau and Filoni and sort of bringing them back more into the proper fold, I think was a really big move. You know, not enough people give her credit for Rogue One. You know, coming in there, reshuffling things, putting Gareth Edwards in the corner, and giving us a really good Rogue One movie, which a lot of people consider to be the best movie of the Disney era, and yet they don't credit Kathy as much for what she did with that. So Kathy is actually a really good producer. I just don't think she's right for the president position, and I think some of that has to do with the PR, how she manages hype, and so I think it's pretty embarrassing. But yeah, what do you think about that, Adam? Do you think people are like waiting for her to leave? I don't necessarily know what Stu's getting at here exactly, but what do you think?
I think some people are waiting for her to leave. I'm not sure that that's. I don't know what the end goal for some people is, though. You know, like Kathleen Kennedy leaves. Are you now a Star Wars fan? Like, what's
for
like,
real?
what,
for real, a lot of people would feel that way. Yeah.
But is that true? Do you actually believe that?
100%. Yeah. So some of the people, like, okay, so for instance, let's talk about Black Angus. Okay. Black Angus he told me, and I believe him, he will never purchase a single Disney product. He's pirated everything that he's watched, including The Mandalorian Season 1, and he'll never make a purchase again until she's gone. Do I think that's reasonable? No. But I know that he's not alone in that. There are plenty of people out there that feel that way, and they're that upset about it. And I mean, look, it's the market. They're allowed to be, right?
No, and that's fine. I don't know that I buy for a lot of people that when she leaves and that's the end goal. I feel like and I'm not saying this is not about Black Angus. It's more about like some other people that like the grift will continue whether she's there or not. You know?
Oh yeah, no, that I agree.
Of Star Wars bad.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's sort of a separate combo, but yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that they'll grift as much as they can, for sure. And I mean, let's just be real. Like, my thing is, the grift wouldn't work if there weren't at least people interested in getting that perspective, or, you know, the Schadenfreude or whatever you want to call it. It exists for a reason, and I think it's pretty big. I mean, some of these people are getting major bags. So, like, it is what it is.
Which is why I don't think when she's gone that it's going to stop. Which is why I don't know what's the end goal for a lot of people. I
think you're like crossing wires here, though. You're not talking about the same thing. Like, the grift being the grift is one thing, but like fans cheering her exit is like a different thing. Do you know what I mean? And will it be better for Star Wars? Like, yeah, I absolutely think it will be better for Star Wars when she's gone.
Well, it depends who replaces her.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably be John. But honestly, I would say getting fresh blood in general would be a good idea. So even though, yeah, it would depend who they got, because if they put Brie Larson in charge, like, yeah, that would probably be a bad move. But for the most part, I think almost anybody they got would be a step in the right direction for sure. You're just gonna dead air me like that? Do you think the Mandalorian timeline will
yes,
catch
Josh,
up
yes.
any type of
I
current
thought you were going to read another question.
Okay, fine. Thanks. Do you think that the Mandalorian timeline will catch up to any type of current events? Luke, Jedi Academy, First Order. Do you think Disney wants this to all come together? I do get that feeling, Scotty. I do actually. From a lot of the things we've heard, a lot of things that we've researched, it does look like the connective tissue is a high priority for them. And I think that's an obvious move. Like, if you look at what Marvel's doing, it's obvious that the connective tissue has created an extra incentive, an extra buy-in, and strangely enough, almost in some ways given it more mass appeal. Like, it's weird. I actually used to think that this was potentially a barrier for people, right? Like, it was a barrier for people to, like, need to watch all this stuff. But, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe people's habits with media have changed a little bit because, dude, especially as we head towards Endgame, there were just a ton of my friends and a ton of people that were like, they wanted to dive deep on that, and they were watching all the movies. They're like, I'm going through my first watch of all this shit, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it creates compelling reasons to get into the content. So, yeah, I definitely think they're going to have all of that. Yeah. Danny Orange says the awkwardness is real. Adam is deep in his head right now. Yeah, get out of your head, brother.
No, I'm in your head.
Please. Darksaber is a huge chess piece. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. 100%. Do you have any thoughts on that connective tissue stuff, Adam?
Yeah, I think they're definitely going the MCU route, and I think people are hungry for stuff, and especially, you know, and I know we don't need to necessarily continue the same conversation before, but if people hear that it's, you know, Favreau and Filoni connected, that people are going to eat it up. So definitely, I don't know if it's going to be like in the Mando show, like definitely different projects with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even though we are getting like the MCU like esque tie-ins, let's not lose focus that this is the story of the Mandalorian. So it's his story, it's his perspective.
Yeah,
and that's not going to change.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think it's going to open up pretty big, though, and I'm excited to see how big, because I'm curious, man. And you know, and I joked about it, but I was like, dude, just make it the Boba show now. And that's a joke, but it's kind of true. Like, dude, I would not mind at all if Din Djarin and Baby Yoda's arc, or more or less the intimacy of their arc, just gets completely overshadowed. I wouldn't personally mind that much at all, but we'll see. Can you think of any other show like that like started off really small, focusing on a couple characters, and then just blew up? I almost feel like Walking Dead was like that a little bit, right?
I didn't see Walking Dead, so I don't know. A couple character. I mean, I didn't see this either, but Breaking Bad, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know how I never really watched that show either, so I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see if there was ever like a big example of that, right? Because it would be pretty wild. Like, if they take it from more or less like Lone Wolf and Cub to like a fully fleshed out, because that's actually what I thought The Mandalorian was originally going to be. I thought it was going to be like a Game of Thrones kind of show, where like we had the different houses on Mandalore, you know, those different things. And instead, like, most of the Mandalorians are dead, which I thought was really interesting. It's an interesting way to take it. So maybe we're going to get a little bit closer to the show that I originally thought we were going to get. Ooh, okay, that's a good point. They said Vikings did that because it started with Ragnar and a farmer, and it does get much bigger with like France and all that European shit. Yeah, so that's a good point. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's not very often that it happens in TV shows because it's a lot for actors. It's a little easier for this because you don't have to, you know, so one of them's in a mask and one of them's a puppet. So a little easier, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head. It's a really good question though.
Yeah, no, I can't really. They said some people are saying The Wire expanded like 5 times. That's interesting. I haven't watched The Wire. Dragon Ball, that's a good point, but Dragon Ball, I mean, a little different, you know what I mean? Like, not exactly what we're talking about, but that's interesting. What stories outside
Actually,
of the...
you're not wrong with Dragon Ball, or at least Dragon Ball Z, you know? You sort of
It does.
start out with
Dragon
Goku.
Ball
and
has a lot of moments like that. Like where like you think one thing is happening and then it like blows up. Like I thought the because it wasn't until Z that you realize Goku's an alien. And I thought that was like mind blowing. I was like, what? He's an alien? He's not just some weird monkey boy? Like that was pretty wild. And then, you know, like blowing up with the Super Saiyans and stuff like that. Ooh, okay. Hey, whoa, watch the Dragon Ball talk. Danny's in here. Geekdom's in here. He'll take us to school. Like he did with my opinions on the Vegeta arc. I was so sad, Danny. If you're listen to me, man. I was so sad when you showed how much of a normie Vegeta fan I was in some of your most recent videos, and we don't have to talk about it, okay? We don't have to talk about it, all right? Could Thrawn bring more of the dark side out of Ezra? Oh, I would love that shit, dude. I would love that shit. I really do want to see Ezra walk that path and dip into the dark side because he's already done it. He's shown that he has an affinity for it, but he's also shown that he's an incredibly good person. Like he's so pure, but particularly with Thrawn and like sort of maybe pulling out some of his survival instincts because like if we put him in a really rough situation where he has to be a little bit more dark side, like I'd love to see that kind of stuff, man. There was the one episode, I think it's the first episode in season 4 where we see him aged up and he's taken out all these stormtroopers and then he controls an AT-AT and has the AT-AT kill the other stormtroopers, and then he forces the AT-AT to walk off the platform, killing the person inside. Dude, I got some dark side vibes when that shit happened. I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see a flirt. Just a little flirt. Just flirt a little bit with it.
I think it would have been better if Ezra actually went to the dark side, personally.
It would have been, yeah, I can see that.
I think that would have made his character way more compelling. I get that it's never going to happen. I mean, he like you said, he could flirt with it. He could be torn back and forth. He'll never go full dark side, I don't think. But I really wish that would happen.
Yeah, man. No, I would. I'm really just excited. I mean, I've said it before. Like Ezra's my favorite Jedi. Well, maybe next to Kit Fisto. You've seen that smile, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. That Kit Fisto smile. That damn smile gets me every time. But Ezra. Second favorite Jedi. Really, really good stuff. So just in general, seeing him in live action is going to be incredible. And I really wouldn't mind it, dude, if like he and Ahsoka, maybe Sabine, maybe Jason Sandula became sort of our new fucking Jedi core moving forward. I'd be really into that, honestly.
Yeah, especially Jason Sandula, because like, that's untapped resources right there to see what that character can become. Definitely.
Yeah, and I just really need to know what is the genome of a fucking human, Twi'lek hybrid. What is that like? Are they like mules? Can he procreate? Can he not procreate? Like, what's going on with that? Also, when did they bang, Dave? I'm gonna meet Dave again, and I'm gonna ask him the first question. I mean, Josh Lucas, nice to meet you. When did Hera and Kanan bang? I need to know.
Pressing questions that we all need answers to.
I mean, it's a certain kind of pressing, I'll tell you that.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, more boner talk.
Walked into that one.
More boner talk here at the Den of Nerds Live. What else do we want to talk about? I feel like the mood's a little lightened up. I feel like mommy and daddy made up. Should I come on Nerd Therapy tonight? Can we all work out all of our stuff?
That's up to Trin. Hey, the door's open as far as I'm concerned.
Nah, man, I can't. I don't want to force my way into that now. That'd be fucked up. No, I'm looking forward to that though. Let's talk about that a little bit. Are you okay with talking about that?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So what do you?
I'm very nervous actually.
You're nervous.
To go on
Can I be honest with you?
Tonight. Yeah.
Can I be honest with you?
I've never really been interviewed before, so.
Well, I'm sure
nervous.
he'll treat you much nicer than I do. That's for sure. But let's
maybe.
Can I be honest with you? I want to do Nerd Therapy, but I'm a little nervous too. For real.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea what he's going to ask me. I'm not afraid to go anywhere. It's just like, what kind of things am I going to like spill about myself? Like it really might be a therapy session.
That's
I don't
the
know.
thing, right? That's the
see
thing.
how the conversation goes.
Yeah, exactly. It gets a little weird because it's like, well, what am I gonna, what it's like, what are they gonna ask, and then what am I gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit! Like if I start just going, like, am I just gonna fucking like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Yeah, it's a little scary for sure, but I think it's super healthy. I think it's cool that Trin is doing that, man. Look, on a little bit more of a serious note, 2020 has been absolutely absurd. And as much as I'm really trying to be very forgiving and loving and charitable to everybody out there, like, so, Adam comes in and talks some whack shit about Kathy Kennedy. At the end of the day, like, we shouldn't really get on him that hard about it because, like, dude, 2020 is insane. And we're heading towards this election. And look, we're not going to get political. But either way, heading towards this, do you see the tension and the wildness of 2020 subsiding and getting any better as we head towards November?
Hell no. I think the end of 2020 is going to be the worst part of 2020.
Dude, I know. That's what's crazy. And it really
Honestly,
doesn't matter. Like
what?
Yeah,
I mean, didn't the Mayans predict 2020 was going to be a thing? I don't know. I feel like the end of days or whatever is upon us.
Dude, it's crazy. And it's almost like every day there's more shit, right? And every day there's something you could read to get super triggered or super, emotional or like fired up about it. It's like, dude, and that's why, like, honestly, like, I need a break, dude. Like, I need a break because it's like, and
you're tapping out for tomorrow.
I'm tapping out, bro. I'm tapping the fuck out. I need to just chill. I need to veg out. I'm going to have some of this whiskey, I might partake in some other adult activities. And that's so I just like think, man, like if you're making it out there, if you out there, you person watching this stream, either live or on the replay, if you're making it through this year and you haven't put your hands around anybody's neck like Ezra Miller, you're doing good. You're doing great. Papa Josh is proud of you. Keep going. Keep going. We're gonna get through this together. But yeah, it's crazy out there, Adam. It's a crazy world in 2020 that we live in. Yes,
it is. Absolutely. Let me ask you a thought on this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that they will attach this Mando trailer to right before you purchase your VOD rental or copy of Mulan next Friday?
Huh. I never even thought of that as a possibility. So the idea would be like much like going to the theater, there would be some. Do you think they're going to put pre-rolls on a $30 premium VOD thing?
I don't think so, but I mean, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility, right?
Well, in this instance, I think people would welcome it just because it's the Mando trailer, right? But in almost any other scenario, I feel like people would be like, the fuck did I just pay $30 to get? Because I already get fired up. Like, when I go to the theaters, dude, and I see goddamn car commercials,
right?
I'm already like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's absurd.
Yeah, I don't think it'll live only on Disney Plus, but like, what if like get a first, see it first with Mulan on Friday, and then like on Saturday it's online kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I don't know, but like, isn't the whole idea to get it exposed to as many people as possible?
Well, I mean, if you put it out online afterwards, it's still going to get the same exposure. Like, people are going to watch it after, but a little incentive for people to get a movie that they may or may not get. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Okay. So let's talk about this then. How much do you think that movie's going to make on the PVOD? How much do you think Mulan's going to make?
How much do I? Total? I would say probably.
Because they're only going to tell us if they're very happy with it.
Yeah, we may not even actually ever get numbers. If honestly, we may never get numbers. They may say they I don't know. That's a good question. 600.
600 million?
Yeah, I mean at $30 a pop.
You think that many people are going to buy it? Yeah, do some
I do.
math.
I really do.
I know you probably got a calculator up. So how many purchases would that be?
So wait. So if we do 600 mil, right? 23123 divided that by 30, that's 20 mil. That's 20 million people. And how many subs do they have? 100?
How many? No, they don't have 100, but they were like, I think towards 60.
Wait, hold on.
I think the last investor call said 58.
All right, let's round up to 60. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's possible that 30%, 33% of people who have Disney Plus, which are probably mostly families, will rent this. I think it's extremely possible.
Yeah. 30 mil. It would. I'm sorry. So 20 or 30? Is it 20 or 30 mil that it would take to get to the 6?
20. It would take 20 million. If you're doing 600 million, divide that by 30.
Yeah. That's
20 million.
Okay.
So it would take 20 million subs to do that. And if it's 60 million subs, so you're saying only a third of them have to do it to hit 600 million.
Is it hitting?
I think a third will.
Right, and it's hitting theaters as well, right? It's same day and date.
In some foreign markets, yes.
Okay. So
which means it'll make some money with that as well.
Yeah. So you can pad there.
Yeah.
Josh, you're literally wearing a math hat. Am I? Is that what this is? Shit. Well, I didn't know.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I look. I'll say this. I'm gonna rent it. It's gonna be like a family movie night.
You know what? I shouldn't say I'm not.
The majority of subs for Disney Plus aren't the Star Wars fans. It's the families.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
That's the majority of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true. Damn, that would be huge for them, dude. How pissed are theaters gonna be if they make like 600 mil direct?
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty upset, dude.
How pissed are they going to be when they make 600 mil direct and then they throw Black Widow on VOD?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think worst case scenario is for Mulan? Because here's my thing. My only thing is I actually don't know how much interest there was for this movie for real. Which I'm sure we could try to find like some stats that are saying this, that, or whatever. I don't know how much buzz there is for the film. And I also think there are some financial constraints starting to become pretty apparent for people. And most professionals think it's around December, maybe January, where like the market's going to catch up to the data, where like that'll be where we drop off a cliff, basically. So some people might be holding on to their buckaroos. So what do you think the worst case scenario is for it?
Worst case scenario is probably, let's see, if we say if only 10% buy it.
Yeah.
So we're looking at like
6 mil,
200 million, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's still pretty good. That'd be enough to pay those interest payments.
Yeah, I mean, it will clearly, obviously, it'll lose money. But at this point, I think they want to see like how many people are. I think this is almost a situation where it doesn't matter how much it makes. It's a matter of who are their subs? Like, will the subs actually pay for it?
That's probably
is it a good price point?
Yeah.
Like this is all just a precursor to what Black Widow is. I think they're just testing the market, testing out the software, seeing if it works. I think they've sort of resigned to the fact that like this movie is what it's going to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the market research might be more valuable to them than the money that comes in.
Yeah, no, I'd agree that data is the oil of this century for sure. So they're gonna be looking at that 100%. And as a Marvel fan, it's like I want it to succeed because I want Black Widow to be released that way. I wonder if they'll get a bump from people like that, like people that are like on the fence, but the factor for pushing them over is actually Black Widow and not even Mulan. You know, it's possible they get a percentage of pop from that.
It's possible. I don't know how much that would be though, but I guess that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know either. For myself, I'm like really on the fence, so I'm really not interested in Mulan. But it's gonna depend. Well, isn't that the same weekend that The Boys comes out?
Yeah.
Oh well, then they're not getting my 30. 100% not getting my 30. I'm watching The Boys all weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but The Boys is only 3 episodes.
Oh,
The Boys is only 3 hours of your time.
You are right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that changes.
So you're not spending the whole weekend, binging a show. You're it's basically a movie. You can knock it out in one night.
True. Interesting.
And let's be real too. The Boys demographic not the same as Mulan.
Yeah, 100%. But there's crossover. There's crossover. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited to check that out and see what those numbers do. By the way, The Boys, dude. Oh, let me ask you this. I want to ask you this before we get out of here. What's your prediction for Tenet and/or New Mutants this weekend?
Oh, New Mutants, I think. Okay. Total domestic. For New Mutants opening weekend, 15 to 20.
Okay. Domestic.
Yeah, just domestic.
What do you think worldwide?
I don't know worldwide. It's so hard to predict worldwide without knowing where it's opening. Or not doing like a full wide open. I mean, it could top. I think what they say. Didn't they say like 60 total worldwide opening weekend for New Mutants? I think.
I haven't really looked at it. I know that the Rotten Tomato, the reviews weren't super kind to New Mutants, right?
No, they're not. But I don't think that's going to stop people. I think the intrigue for at least New Mutants is high enough. But I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not spending my money on New Mutants this weekend. I'm spending my money on Bill and Ted's.
Dude, that's interesting. What if Bill and Ted? Because like Trin was kind of like memeing. I feel like, but like, what if he's serious? Like, what if that's real? What if people would rather? Because I gotta be honest. Like, I'd rather watch Bill and Ted than Tenet or New Mutants.
Yeah. Reviews are okay for Tenet. They're not like blowing it out the water either. So I'm sure that's not not like helping 80%. It either.
It's mostly positive, but there's like a lot of like, what the fuck is this movie about?
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know if of those 3 right now, and I do love Christopher Nolan. I'm so excited to see Bill and Ted. So, for me, choosing my money right now is Bill and Ted's. I think I'm going to get more enjoyment out of that, and I'll be home. I can't even go to the movie theater anyway, so I have no choice. I can't see New Mutants. I can't see Tenet. I have no movie theaters that are open near me, so I don't actually have a choice. And I think that could actually play into it too, because not everywhere are theaters open.
Yeah, no, totally. What's the price point on Bill and Ted? Do you know?
$24.99.
What? That's amazing. And is that purchase or is that rental?
That's a good question. Let me see.
Yeah, check that out.
I forget. I
wonder. In a head-to-head, though, let me ask you this: in a head-to-head, who do you think is going to? Do you think Tenet's going to make more money this weekend or New Mutants?
It says it says pre-order, so I guess it's purchase. $24.99 for purchase, possibly. I don't know. It just says pre-order. What's your question again? Sorry.
What movie's going to make more money this weekend, Tenet or New Mutants?
Oh, Tenet. Well,
I don't know about that, dude.
Is Tenet?
I do not know about that.
I'll say Tenet, but I'm not full out on that. To be honest, I don't. Because Tenet's opening worldwide this weekend. New Mutants is opening domestic. Tenet opens next weekend.
Okay.
Are you saying like this weekend versus next weekend? Like opening weekends?
I guess you could compare the domestics this weekend, right?
Well, yeah, but it opens Tenet's next weekend.
Wait, what? Tenet's not opening domestic this weekend?
No, it's next Friday.
So they're like flip-flopping?
What do you mean flip flopping?
So like this weekend,
This weekend's New Mutants.
domestic and worldwide,
I believe so.
and then Tenet.
Oh, you're saying is Tenet's flip? Yeah, Tenet is flip flopping. Yeah.
Tenet's this
They're
weekend
going
worldwide, and then domestic
worldwide
next
first.
weekend.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. The most canceled New Mutants, or the most canceled movie, New Mutants. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I it's like
So if let's compare New Mutants opening domestic this weekend, Tenet opening next weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
domestic. I still think just domestic numbers. I think Tenet will make more next weekend than New Mutants will make this weekend.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see. I don't know. I feel like maybe the last thing people want to do in 2020 is like go watch a cerebral Nolan movie and really have to use their brain. I feel like they'd rather just watch the New Mutants slang a bunch of spells, but maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have high hopes for either as far as a lot of money, but they may be closer than we think for sure. You know what the craziest thing about all this is that prognosticators and predictors have been like super silent about both of these films and the domestic numbers.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't I follow a couple big things and
McQueen? You follow
not a whole lot of
McQueen?
numbers out there.
You follow McQueen?
I do.
Has she made any
but
predictions?
she usually gets her info from some of the same people that I follow.
Okay.
So I usually just go to the source. But she reiterates a lot of good stuff when it comes to box office. I'll say this: for whatever not you, but people in general think about Grace and whatnot, her box office stuff is like she's very good with box office.
Yes. And if you guys want to know what I think about it, McQueen!
I said her box office.
McQueen!
Josh,
Oh, box office. Sorry.
Her box office.
I thought you just said the box.
Not the other thing.
Okay. Let's see. Dude, people are like hating on Bill and Ted. A little bit of Bill and Ted hate in the chat, man. People are like, really? Hell yeah, dude. Be excellent to each other. Like, isn't it obvious that Adam and I's demeanor today and the fact that we're definitely not both under a lot of stress and content creation has been horrible this year and things are whack as fuck and we're taking out all of our rage on each other. Like, isn't it obvious that be excellent to each other is the motif of this show
Right?
and of this year?
Definitely. I didn't know that there's hate for Bill and Ted's. Come on now.
Jacob's Quest says,
Come on.
just a reminder, Adam was right. I'll trigger.
True.
No,
Facts.
look, I don't need to be right in that scenario. I thought it was interesting to argue about it. I feel like maybe we both got a little hot, but they love it though, Adam. You know, like when we
Either that or he was talking about the trailer because I got that right. I just want to.
You did get that right, and I hate it. But remember when we did the Batman thing, and we spent like all day apologizing to each other, and then everybody else was like, "We love it, fucking blood!" Ah! So like you guys, you pretend like you care. You don't care. You want us to freak out on each other. So you know.
I can promise you this: I'm not apologizing after today.
I mean, I won't publicly apologize.
I felt bad, but last time I feel nothing today. I have no feelings.
I'm going to pay Trin. I'm going to give him a massive super chat tonight and be like, can we talk about Adam's sociopathic lack of feelings from this morning?
Yeah.
Can that be the first question, please? And we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Brian says, Boomer Adam was wrong about Kathy. He's welcome to have his opinion. Danny says, yo, anyone see the Starro speculation for Gun Suicide Squad? I did see that, and it's pretty fucking cool. Did you see that, Adam?
No, I did not.
I saw like Jeremy Conrad reported on it, and it said something about, do you know who Starro is? He's basically just a giant fucking starfish, alien starfish thing. And he can...
I just Googled it. That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty funny, right? And then like he'll put starfish on people's faces, and then they become like they're like zombies, I guess, like Starro zombies.
Right.
Yeah. It's that's kind of cool, man. Dude, James Gunn, I tell you this. James Gunn, the behind the scenes sizzler was very impressive. And I was not necessarily super feeling that, but dude, it looked really cool for sure.
I mean, that's pretty out there, Starro. So that seems like something James Gunn would do. Honestly.
Yeah, agreed. Mike Porter, the Super Chat says, thanks, guys, for all you do. It's so fun here. Well, Mike, we're glad to be doing it. And again, I do want to make mention of the fact that tonight's After Dark is going to be spicy AF. You thought it was spicy today between me and Adam, and it was. But it's going to be super spicy tonight on After Dark. So make sure you guys check that out tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, I'm just going to take one more question. So go ahead and drop whatever questions you have into the chat. Adam, while we're doing that, is there anything that you want to plug, man? I thought Debate 8 last night was awesome.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, Debate 8 was super fun. We did best trilogies, and chat was super active. It was very fun. Star Wars came out the winner. I'm not really surprised, but all the love for Star Wars out there lately. So yeah, it did good. And I'm streaming today at noon. Normally I stream at 9 a.m., but today I'm going at noon. So after this, I'm gonna start getting prepping for my show, and then talk some more.
Has this happened to you? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I see here Scott Strong says, "Don't know if somebody already said, but you got the wrong thumbnail on today, dude." This new YouTube Studio thing is driving me insane. Like the other day, it didn't save the description properly. Apparently, it's having trouble with thumbnails. Like, what is this, dude? It's got the I've got the Nerd Card Showdown.
Do you really?
Jesus fucking Christ!
Well, let me ask you this: do you do when you set up the? Oh yeah, you do have Nerd Card Showdown.
The fuck is that, dude? Like, I clearly edited it and saved it with the correct thumbnail.
Do you
Jeez,
do you do reuse last settings?
I'm sorry.
When you create your stream, do you do reuse last settings?
Is that like an option? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm actually not even sure what you're referring to.
All right, we can talk later about it.
Yeah, I mean, I changed the stream key and changed like the metadata and stuff.
Yeah, do you do all that stuff through Streamlabs?
No.
Oh.
No, I do it all later. Yeah,
I
do it all in studio. But like, dude, it's not the first time this has happened. It happened like last week. One of our thumbnails wouldn't save, and then earlier in the week, one of the descriptions didn't save.
I know a couple people, Star Wars Santa, and I know my friend Jared at J-Buck Studios. They lately, every time they stream, it makes two of them. It does two streams, one real, one fake, and it allows people to watch both. You can go chat in both, but the person streaming can't see that there's two of them. So you're splitting your audience. It's so
great website. Well done, YouTube.
So something's up.
Well, just another reason that I'm taking the day off tomorrow because I've had enough of all this bullshit. Let's see. Let me see if I grab one more question before we get out of here. I think it's absolutely incredible that we hit the numbers we did with a goddamn Nerd Card Showdown. Fucking Jesus Christ. Hassan says, what are your thoughts of the Batman trailer that was released recently? Hassan, I absolutely loved the Batman trailer, and I was looking for every possible reason not to love the Batman trailer. If you didn't know, it was sort of like a meme at this point that I was very anti the Batman, and I was very anti Robert Pattinson as the Batman. And man, the trailer was incredible. So yeah, I really liked it. Adam, what are your thoughts on the Batman trailer?
It was really cool. It was everything that I had hoped it would be. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this movie. It's going to be so much fun. And just the fact that like we got all that goodness and it's only 25% done. Right. Like that's so incredible.
The Josh Boy Wonder JPEG I shared was hilarious. Yeah, I loved that, dude. Where I was Robin. Yeah, it was really cool. No, yeah, I mean, it was really cool, man. And you're right, with only 25% done. So like some people were taking shots at the Bruce Wayne and stuff. And actually, this is something I talked to Al about too. Was like, I think it's just too early to make a full judgment on Bruce Wayne because again, we've only seen a little bit. And like, dude, some of the stuff that I'm hearing, man, like I have a video recorded and partially edited that's all about the new suit possibly being confirmed. And man,
saw that.
Yeah, I might have to. I mean, this could literally be my favorite Batman. It could literally be my favorite Batman, which is such a wild turn. Like, imagine being like so skeptical of the film and of the actor and everything, right? To being like, this could potentially be my favorite Batman. I mean, can you imagine that kind of a turn, Adam?
That would be unbelievable.
That would be a pretty unbelievable turn.
You lose a lot of subs. I would love to see it.
Absolutely. Last question I have for you, Adam, before we get out of here, just because it popped in my brain. A lot of people are saying they want Pattinson's Batman to like have its own Superman and its own Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
No. Like, I don't know, man. It'd be weird seeing Superman in this type of universe.
Yeah.
Like, Superman is very much more fantastical, and you can do Batman fantastical, but this is very much like, gritty and realistic and deconstructed. So I don't know that it fits. I don't know that like Green Lantern, like a guy with a glowing ring from an alien, fits in this universe. Sure, so I don't know. I don't want to say I hope not, but I kind of hope not.
I'm with you. I kind of hope not as well. I prefer, like, if you're going to build out or you're going to do teams, like build out the Bat family, maybe even do like Outsiders or something, like, Batman Incorporated. Did you ever read any of the Batman Incorporated stuff?
No.
Do you know about it at all?
Yeah.
So, like, the deal is, for people that don't know, it was essentially a point in the comics where Bruce Wayne became a public investor and partner with Batman, and they formed an LLC. They actually took this company public. Is literally Batman Incorporated, and so Bruce Wayne was officially linked to Batman and funding Batman, and they had international teams, all sorts of different Batmen and women. It was really, really cool, man. So I would not mind seeing something like that happen in live action, in Matt Reeves' version. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and I think with this kind of universe, I think you expand out on Batman's villains, first, before you even start doing all that, because there's a lot of his villains can be more grounded and realistic.
Yeah, 100% agree. I want to see that Johnny Depp Joker too. I do. I want to see it.
It's a cool picture.
Yeah, it is a cool picture. It's cool art. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today. If you made it through this whole stream, God bless your heart. And also, if you're watching on the replay, I mean, how triggered was Adam? Who do you think was more triggered? Was Adam more triggered, or was I more triggered? And actually, let me know in live chat right now. Who do you think was more triggered, guys? I can't wait to see this shit. Who was more triggered today? Was it me, or was it Adam? I would never admit that it was me. Let's see here. Mike says you. RG says you. Well, Josh was triggered AF. Are you guys just trying to trigger me more? You motherfuckers! That's why I'm taking the day off tomorrow. I can't stand it.
My job is complete. Mission accomplished.
Shit. Even I was triggered today, but Josh, could barely hang on. God bless your heart, Adam. Adam G, God bless you. Josh, but agree with you. Josh. Oh, man, I shouldn't have asked. Now Adam gets to walk away feeling all good. Oh, man. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for checking this out. Make sure you come back for After Dark tonight. We're going to have some videos coming out on the main channel as well, okay? As I always say, I hope you guys are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and we'll see you in the next video.